We have made it to the Riverside Cemetery in Asheville, North Carolina to visit the final resting place of a former governor of this state. Before we dig into this insane story, let me first say this. I didn't know anything about Zebulon Vance before I made my visit. I saw the plaque and I saw that he was on a list of notable burials in this cemetery. I was shocked by some of the details that I would read. Let's get started. First off, what do we know about Zeb Vance? We do know that he was the 37th and 43rd governor of this state, and we do know that he was a U.S. Senator from North Carolina. However, things begin to change a bit come Civil War time. But before the Civil War, he was an attorney, he had served in the North Carolina Senate, and he was in the U.S. Congress. And it was during this time, within the U.S. Congress, that his views started playing out for the young nation to see. He was indeed pro-slavery, and some of his writings would bring that out in, quite frankly, disturbing ways. He would write things such as, "Keep the slave in his bondage." Oddly though, even though he was pro-slavery, he was anti-secession and wanted to keep North Carolina in the Union. However, when Fort Sumter was attacked, he changed his position right on the spot, resigned from Congress, and went home. A couple of weeks before North Carolina seceded from the Union, Vance would raise a company of men known as the Rough and Ready Guards. He would become a colonel in the Confederate Army. During this time, he actually ran for governor and won handily. Once the South was defeated, he would tell the people of his state to retire quietly to their homes and preserve order. He would be arrested on May 13, 1865. He would be brought to the old Capitol Prison in D.C., where he would share a cell with John Letcher, governor of Virginia. However, President Johnson pardoned him after 47 days. With his political days behind him, he made his rounds on the lecture circuit. He gained a reputation as a speaker, and although his political career thought over, he was elected for a third term as governor. History does not remember Vance kindly, and based on research from the day, there may be good reason. He would speak negatively about the African American people, and as the Ku Klux Klan began terrorizing the South, it was claimed that Zeb Vance may have actually joined. It was mentioned during an investigation by a congressional committee that someone under oath connected his name. And although no pictures or direct proof exist, it was generally known as a poorly kept secret that Vance was a member, and possibly a high-ranking member at that. Not every story that I find has some sort of feel-good story or meaning behind it, but history is history and I do my best to interpret it. Zeb Vance would pass away in 1894 at the age of 64 as a result of a stroke. He had services held in the Senate chamber, attended by President Grover Cleveland. His remains would be brought here to Asheville, North Carolina, and be laid to rest where we are today. If you like cemetery and history videos, please subscribe and join me for more. Please check out my links and watch another video of mine, which will be on the screen soon. Once again, from Riverside Cemetery in Asheville, North Carolina, I will see you again soon.